Hello, students. I am once again here in front of you to deliver a lecture on reading comprehension. So, reading comprehension has become really very important now. I am sure you are familiar with this term reading comprehension, as in your previous classes, you have had this question in your examination, and this time too, you will have reading comprehension in your final examination. But there is a slight difference. Earlier it used to be of 6 marks, but now the weightage has increased to 16 marks. It used to be only one passage in the examinations, and from now onwards, there will be two passages for reading comprehension. So, students, what does this mean? This means that you have to lay emphasis on reading comprehension much more this time. And this is really very simple. Reading comprehension is an area where you can score maximum marks with ease because there is nothing that will come from the outside. Everything will be from inside the paper. Whatever the text is given to you, the questions will be framed from within that text only, and you have chances of scoring full marks for reading comprehension. So now the weightage is of 16 marks, and 16 marks are really very important this time, and they have great weightage in improving your overall scores. And now during this period, we have to utilize our time. Reading comprehension takes only 15 to 20 minutes for attempting one paragraph. So if you put in all your might right now, if you put in a lot of energy and with all the concentration, if you do a lot of practice of reading comprehension nowadays, I'm pretty sure that you will have a great skill of understanding the passage. And in today's lecture, I'm going to discuss some important things with you related to reading comprehension so that it becomes easy for you to comprehend the passage. Now, not wasting much of the time, let's directly come on to the topic. First is I want to ask you one question, that why is reading important? Reading, it's one of the four skills of English, LSRW. You might have heard of this, LSRW. L stands for listening, S for speaking, R for reading, and W for writing. So reading is one of the four skills of English language, and with the help of reading only, we can define ourselves in tackling a language, that how well we are in tackling a language. Our pronunciation will also vastly improve. So you see, there are so many important things related to reading. So reading is really very important. If you really want to add up to your vocabulary, you need to develop the habit of reading newspaper also. And there are another very important factors as well, that why we read. It improves our concentration power of the brain. And comprehension, what is comprehension? Whenever you read something, you develop the ability of understanding the text and finding meaning into it. So this is all about reading comprehension. You have to read the text and find out the meaning. And if you do so, then you see what impact it has on your mind. Your mind will develop the grasping power. Your mind will develop the cognitive skills, and you will also feel improvement in your concentration, apart from learning vocabulary and sentence structure, etc. So reading is very important. So further I will discuss with you the types of reading. So we have three types of readings. One is reading for learning, like the text, your lessons. You have to learn them to score good marks. So that is reading for learning. You learn them, you understand the chapters, and you keep the important events of the chapter in your mind till your exams are over. Next is reading for pleasure. Reading for pleasure is like, there are so many people who read to kill their time. It's their hobby. And another is reading for comprehension. So our main focuses will remain on reading for comprehension. Comprehension is to reading for understanding. Like from paper point of view, we are going to lay emphasis on reading for comprehension. So there are certain techniques that you need to acquaint yourself with. You have to learn these techniques quite well if you really want to take benefit of reading comprehension. The first technique we are talking here about is skimming. Students, skimming means speed reading. That whenever you come across a passage, you don't have to read that passage fully. That word to word you start reading. It leads to wastage of time. In examination, we do not have much time to devote to just reading comprehension. We have to learn certain ways by which we can save our lot of time. And if you start skimming the passage, that will really save a lot of time. Skimming here means that you just have to read the passage very quickly. You don't have to find out any meaning in the passage. Just simply you have to roll your eyes from one end to the another end of the line. Just simply rolling your eyes, and we get the journal assessment of the passage, that what this passage is all about. So we have to determine the meaning without reading every line of, right? This is skimming. And the next is scanning. Scanning is like, you have seen scanning machines. Whenever you put a paper inside that scanning machine, it translates the written text onto another page. So it hardly takes less than second. So scanning is also the same thing. You have to scan the written text. And why do we scan? We scan the text to look for some very important information. Important information, like there are some dates, there are names, or some facts are also given. So we have to scan them. There are one or two questions in your question paper that deals with this portion, that scanning helps us in finding out the answers. And scanning is also known as blinkers. Now students, what are blinkers? Blinkers are those highlights which catch your attention, that starts to blink in your eyes, something that your eyes catch attention of, that we can call as blinkers. So in our examination, when you come across reading comprehension, you have to make blinkers in the passage. You understand what I mean to say? I will tell you further when we'll be attempting the passage. I'll tell you how to attempt one passage, and there I'll tell you how to make blinkers. So blinkers are those things which blink in your eyes to catch your attraction, right? So we have to generate these blinkers. I'll tell you how. Now another technique that is really very important is that if you want to score good marks, you have to learn the proper technique of reading comprehension. So first and the foremost thing that you have to do when you see the passage of reading comprehension in front of you, do not read the passage at all. What you have to do is read the questions. As soon as you come across the text, start reading the questions. Keep a pencil in your hand. Whenever you read the questions, understand what is asked in that question. What is the important information that is asked from you? Circle that important information with pencil. Highlight that same information you will have to find from the passage. When you come across the same information that you have underlined in the question, when you come across the same information in the passage, you again have to circle. Say for example, you come across a word information in the question area. The same word information you have to find in the passage area and you have to circle there, and both the blinkers meet. Whatever information you have circled, it becomes blinker. The same blinker you will find in the passage, and when both of these blinkers match with each other, the same information word you see in the question area as well as in the passage area, then you can read around the lines. Whatever is asked, you will find around there the answer in the passage. So this is how we use this technique of blinkers, right? And now I hope you have understood these two things what we discussed here. What are these two techniques that we discussed? First is skimming, second is scanning or making blinkers in the passage as well as in the question area. So now I tell you, let's jump over to the comprehension passage exercise. So what I told you, as soon as you come across the reading comprehension passage, you just have to first jump to the question area. So this is your question area. See, first question, how must we treat the handicapped children? Now you haven't read anything in the passage, you just come across this question, how must we treat the handicapped children? Now I do not have any facility right now to point out any information over here, but I tell you, in case I am to point out something in the passage, if I am to make blinker in the question area right now, then I would underline this word, treat the handicap. Like if the same information, treat the handicap, we find in the passage, then we shall be able to find the answer very soon. So read another options also. The first option is strictly, second option is with loneliness, third option is with sympathy and understanding, fourth option is with neglect, carelessness and loneliness. So I underline treat the handicapped children. Now this thing I have to find, treat the handicapped children in the passage. Now I will skim the passage. I will roll the tip of the pen or the pencil line to line and find out where this word treat the handicapped children I can found. Okay, here it is. We have got to treat the handicapped with sympathy and understanding. So I think I have found the answer. Treat the handicapped children. Here also treat the handicapped children. C option with sympathy and understanding. Sympathy and understanding. You see, sympathy and understanding. In the third line, it is clearly mentioned. So first answer we have already found. Now you just see how much time it took for finding the answer. Hardly less than 3 seconds. Second question, according to the author, what is our first duty towards the handicapped? So which thing you will underline or you will circle to make a blinker out of it? First duty. Now I have to find this word first duty. In case I successfully find the same word first duty in the passage, then I shall be easily finding out the answer as well. So this is first duty. Okay, here it is in the middle. See, first duty is to make these children happier and less lonely. Now let's see. A option is it is to leave them alone. B option is it is to make them do hard work. Third option is it is to make them happier and less lonely. I don't need to read the fourth option. Third is the answer, to make them happier and less lonely. See, to make them feel happier and less lonely. So I have got this answer too. Third question, how do some children become handicapped? How do some children become handicapped? So I'll underline this. How do some children become handicapped? Handicapped is the word that I will underline. Some children become handicapped. Now let's find out the word handicapped. In the beginning itself, thousands of handicapped persons, such as those are blind or deaf or dumb. In some cases, these persons may have been born blind. How they become handicapped? either they are born blind or deaf, or it's the result of some illness or accident. So this very clearly answers this question, that because of illness, or they are born handicapped, or it is because of some accident. So this is the answer that you will write. In the very first paragraph we were able to find this answer. The next question: what do some people say about the blind and deaf being handicapped? What do some people say about the blind and deaf being handicapped? What is people's point of view? Some people say about blind and deaf. Now, some people say about. See, here it is. You sometimes hear people say of handicapped persons. It is the work of fate, or it is the will of God? Answer is very clear in the second paragraph itself. Here it lies. Some people say it is the will of the God, or it is the work of fate. So any one of them or either two you can write, you'll get full marks. Jumping on to the next question: handicapped children suffer dash and are left to themselves dash their own homes. Suffer. Now, if we are able to find the word suffer in the passage, I think we shall be able to find the answer of these blanks. Suffer. Can you see here around where is this word suffer? I just need to see again which technique we'll use over here. We will be scanning. Scanning is to read every line with the tip of the pencil, just very fast. Suffer. Oh, it's here. In many instances, physically handicapped children suffer neglect and are left to themselves in their homes. This is the same line. So now two words you have to find out here. With suffer is neglect. So handicapped children suffer neglect and are left to themselves dash their own homes, in their own homes. So same line, and you can find these words over here. In their homes, it is mentioned in their homes. So now moving on to last, match words in column A with the meaning in column B. Now you just say, this is really very simple. What is the meaning of handicapped? Handicapped is a person who is physically unfit. So first matches with first in the B side. Next is sympathy. Sympathy is a word, not brave or feeling pity or kindness for somebody. We have some emotional feelings, or we feel pity with somebody's condition. Somebody is living a miserable condition, we have our sympathy with them. So sympathy means feeling of pity and kindness. This is based on your vocabulary and a little bit of understanding. Whenever you read the same word in the passage, you simply understand the word actually it means. So students, now see how easy it is. Reading comprehension is really very simple and easy, and if you put in a little bit of attention and hard work into this exercise, I'm pretty sure that you will gain full marks, that is 16 out of 16 in these two passages in the examination. Now the question is, from where will you do the exercise? Bache, you have your grammar books at home that are meant for plus 1 and plus 2. Board has provided you these books, and you have to take full benefit of these books now. Your grammar books, I think 10 to 15 comprehension passages are given in your comprehension book, that is, sorry, your grammar book. You can take full benefit of that exercises. Now in this time you can revise all the 15 exercises that are given, 10 to 15. Just take it as your homework now, and it's a challenge to you that in case you are able to attempt those exercises, you write down the answers in your notebooks and click the picture, send to me. I will check and I'll see if you are able to get full marks out of it or not. If you use this technique that we have discussed just right now, you will surely get 6 out of 6 marks. That is for sure. And I throw a challenge at you now that I want to see how many of you can do this exercise and attain 6 out of 6 marks. If you get 4, 5, or anywhere between 3 to 4 marks, then I would say that in the first attempt we have been successful. But in case you get 6 out of 6 or 5 out of 6 marks, then I would call you as a genius. Now let's see how many of you get right and how many of you are geniuses. So this is a challenge and let's see how many of you are taking this challenge. So with this, I shall say you goodbye and we shall meet with some another topic very soon. Till then, thank you very much.